Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Shannon Fox here, hanging out on Devoted Patriots 2 channel. Got several things I wanted to talk to y'all about today. So a little bit of information that I've gathered up along the way in my listening and researching today that I thought was definitely worth sharing with somebody and anybody that wants to listen, of course. So thanks, everybody, for listening, subscribing, sharing, giving me the thumbs up. And speaking about thumbs up, if you agree with this meme right here, give me a thumbs up. Let me know you're alive. Let me know you're listening. It says, I voted for Trump in 2016, voted for him in 2020, voted for him in 2024, never once regretted it, not even for a second. That's me, folks. One of the main reasons I do this podcast is because I believe that our country was being destroyed from the inside out by a bunch of socialists that have taken over before Barack Obama got in there, but really kicked into high gear when Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, and George Soros all got in bed together. And it's been ugly ever since for the entire country, not just the Democrat Party, but for the entire country. And I was thankful to see a change, and we all wanted a change. That's why we voted for Trump. Somebody that wasn't a politician, somebody that was a businessman, and now we are reaping the benefits of having the greatest negotiator on the planet as our president. And I do believe that. I don't believe anybody else that you're going to put in that position of president is going to be as good as Trump at negotiating the deal, because how many people are 80 years old that have spent 50 or 60 years of their life negotiating $1 million and billion-dollar deals with people from all over the map, involving land, involving regulations, involving policy, involving having to take care of people in order to get things done. Trump knows how to play the game. He knows how to... He wrote The Art of the Deal. I mean, that ought to tell you something if you don't already know. If you ever watched a couple of episodes of The Apprentice, you'll understand that he was the right man for the job. If you've never watched one episode of The Apprentice, which I hadn't up till about a month ago, and me and my wife watched a couple episodes just to see what it was all about, and you know what? I was pretty impressed. It's just Trump. It's Trump as president. It's like Trump before he was president. Same guy, no different. On film. The way he deals with people, the way he negotiates with his people in the room around the table that are trying to get in his good favor. No different. These people are just trying to create a business or get a job. It's about the same situation. Trump is a master negotiator. As far as I'm concerned, he is one of the best, if not the best, on the planet. If he can negotiate peace in the Middle East and he can negotiate the end of the Ukraine-Russia war, who else could do that? I don't know a single person on this planet that has the power, the gumption, the want to, the mental ability, the cojones, whatever, all of that, and then some, to be smart enough to broker a deal where everybody says, let's stop killing each other. Let's make some money instead. That's what Trump's good at, and I think that's how peace in the Middle East with Abraham's Accord actually was able to happen, even though it was short term because Biden came in. But it was because everybody wanted to make money together, and Trump showed them, you know, life will be better for everybody if we give up the hatred. And they believed it for just a minute. And I think they still believe it. Maybe we'll get back to that. We got to contend with Iran before then, so that's a whole nother story. But getting off track here, but I do want to show you some videos today, several things I want to run through, some highlights of some good stuff going on, some stuff I need to talk to you about, not necessarily good news, and a little bit of a highlight at the end. So let's get into it, folks. And let me know if my sound is good today. Somebody in the comment section, give me a quick complaint or a thumbs up for the sound. Just put in the words, sounds good or bad, because I'm trying something different. I've got the little 99-cent earbuds in. I guess it's better than Bluetooth these days. Old school, dependable. and the snow globe that William Archibald bought for me and mailed to me as a gift. I sent him some things, and he sent me some things uh, way back when. We were all passing gifts around at that point, but that's another story altogether. If y'all don't know who William Archibald is, go check out his channel. He's a great friend of mine, and he does the same thing I do. And he's got a couple channels, a mechanical channel and a politics channel, like myself. Most of you probably know William, but if you don't, please go check him out. Really good dude, smart as a whip, and just like me, he's out here trying to get the truth out. All right, folks, let's get into some news. Quite a bit going on today. I went over to the Gateway Pundit and scrolled, and it was like, Jesus, there's 40 friggin' articles over there. 40 posts, just ridiculous amount. But first, I want to talk a little bit about immigration. I got a couple clips here that are highlight on what's going on with the immigration process. Tom Homan is not threatening, promising that shit's fixing to get ugly. Just wait and see what's coming. You think we've arrested 2 judges and that was the end of the story? No. We got sanctuary city people that are running sanctuary cities, mayors, governors, mayors, city councilmen. I don't even know who all in the political realm that actually has to do with it could actually try to harbor these fugitives. Probably even judges. None of these folks are safe from prosecution at this point, and Tom Homan is just reiterating that today. And his last sentence really made me think, oh, we got something big coming. Those 2 is nothing. We may be in for a really big situation here. We may have several of these judges and politicians going down.
So, the president signed an executive order just this week threatening to defund sanctuary cities for their policies. Why not just arrest the leaders who are harboring and shielding illegal aliens, actually terrorists, from deportation?
Wait to see what's coming.
So, the president signed an executive order just this week threatening to defund sanctuary cities for their policies. Why not just arrest the leaders who are harboring and shielding illegal aliens, actually terrorists, from deportation?
Wait to see what's coming.
So the audio is a little bad there, but what he said was, he says, why aren't you arresting the leaders who are harboring these illegal aliens, who are helping with the whole prevent you from getting to them process? And it's happening in a lot of these left-wing cities, left-wing states, sanctuary cities as they call them. Well, they're fixing to sanction these sanctuary cities, and I don't know if it'll hurt the people that are acting out, but it's going to hurt the city as a whole, starting with the politicians that want to keep their job, that are fixing to be hated on by the public because funds are fixing to change. And Trump has the power to do that, and I'm glad. But more than that, Tom Homan is talking about politicians, judges, people that are impeding the process are felons. They are impeding the process, and it is a felony to do so. So he says, we got big things coming. You just wait and see. Won't be long. Coming down the pike. So looking forward to some more big arrests coming down the pike. Tom Homan's about to spill the beans. And I'm ready. Now, Arizona grand jury returned 5-count indictment against the alleged Tesla arsonist. I'm not even going to put his name out there. I don't want to promote him even like that. But at this point, it's alleged because he has been caught on film and not, well, I guess it wouldn't be alleged anymore since he has been charged. Grand jury returns the verdict. He has not been sentenced, but he has been charged. Caught red-handed on film, rode a bicycle up there, caught a bunch of stuff on fire with an accelerant, burned several vehicles, and in the end, this character ended up with 5 counts. and each count of conviction for malicious damage to property in interstate commerce carries a minimum penalty of 5 years. So that's 5 times 5. He's going to get a minimum of 25, folks. Minimum. And up, meaning he could be out in 8 or 10 years, but still, a minimum of 25 years. Looks like it's federal, so he may get more time than the 30% regular. It says up to a maximum penalty of 20 years in prison and a fine of $250,000. So he could get up to a maximum penalty of 20 years in prison. Does that mean for every count? So let me read that again. Carries a minimum penalty of 5 years in prison, up to a maximum penalty of 20. Okay, this guy can go to jail from anywhere from 5 to 20 years, and a fine of $250,000. I'm going to give him the 20. I'm good with that. Go on and give him the 20. 5 is not enough. He'll be out in 2 years, burning down cars again. We cannot have that. Sorry, folks, I didn't research on that one. We learn as we go over here on this channel, and it's obvious sometimes. Just doing what I can. I don't always got a lot of time to do a lot of reading, considering my job has changed, and I don't get to listen to Bluetooth much at work. Or actually, a lot of times my lunch is so interrupted that I don't get time to do a lot of research. So I do all that when I get off work. I spend an hour or two at least every day just trying to play catch up. But there's so much going on the news. Sometimes I don't have time to watch these videos in entirety before I bring them to y'all. And sometimes I don't read the full articles on some of these, like the Gateway Pundit articles, because they're 9 pages long. But I do try to do my best to do my due diligence to try to bring you the best clips and the most informative piece of information that I'm looking for when I'm digging into these crazy stories that pop up everywhere, from the Daily Mail, the Gateway Pundit, and all over X, to be shared to you over here on YouTube. Now this here is crazy. We probably won't listen to the whole thing, but this gets nuts in a hurry. This is CNN is falling apart. I guess in a good way. I ain't mad. I like to see this whole CNN shamble thing just go by the wayside. It's actually kind of funny to watch.
Years of neglect and letting people walk into here.
Before I start here, that is the conservative on the panel. His name is Scott Jennings, if you don't know. He's the one over there that makes the entire panel look like idiots on a daily basis.
Years of neglect and letting people walk into here without any process at all, and now you're trying to gum up the works to keep them here.
A lot of them came in with parole.
Talking about immigration.
A lot of them came.
CNN polling shows 54% of Americans want Mr.
November
Abrego
polling showed
Garcia
Donald
back.
Trump won the
That's
election.
CNN polling.
I don't,
So
well, you know,
the public
polling,
is shifting.
We are a sovereign nation, and you cannot just come into our country illegally whenever the heck you want, because we can't do it to any other country on the face of the
Asylum
earth.
is a legal right.
If you come in illegally, you have to leave. Americans are tired of that. We do not have unlimited resources.
You know who was here illegally with a deportation order? Marco Rubio's grandfather.
All right, let's.
We're not talking about Marco Rubio.
Oh, now we're not? No, that's not relevant?
It's not
No,
relevant.
I'm talking
It's not
about
relevant
Marco
to this
Rubio, because Marco
conversation at
Rubio
all.
used to be an advocate for TPS for Venezuelans, and Marco Rubio used
Well,
to
I'm
be
not Marco
an
Rubio,
advocate
and
for
let me
Nicaraguans
tell you
and
my
Cubans.
beliefs.
No,
If
I
you
know
come
you're
to
not.
this country illegally, you are going home. Simple as that. We do not have unlimited resources
I think
in
a
this
lot of
country
Americans.
to take care of other
There's
people.
a hell of
We
a
have
lot
our
of
own
people,
guys
other than the
first,
black
Anna.
people who were brought here as slaves, who came to this country illegally.
They're
From a
not
lot
the
of
same as
different-
black people who were brought here against
That's
our will.
exactly what I
They
just said.
decided
I
to
said
walk
there is
their
a
butts
lot of
across the
people
border.
other
There's a
than
big
the
difference.
black
There is
people.
a big
That's
difference.
exactly
There
what
is
I
a
just
big
said.
difference.
That's
Share
exactly what I just said,
Michael
Sir Michael.
and
We got a Mexican trying to play the race card on a black guy, and it ain't working.
And act indignant. That's
Okay.
exactly what
It's
I
not
just
about
said.
acting indignant.
let me
You
just
heard me
share
say
Michael.
that's other than the black
Anna
people
and
who
share
came
Michael.
as slaves. There are a lot of people.
That's enough for me, folks, but this goes on. Let me show you. This goes on and on and on for a couple of more minutes. These folks get into it. This is CNN falling apart because they've actually got people on there, like a few conservatives, including this black guy here, that are willing to speak the truth, and they just This Anna Navarro, she's one of the idiots on The View, so go figure. But 5 out of 7 people on this panel are idiots, and so it's good TV. But if nothing else, it's definitely entertaining.
People from
Michael, I think you actually misheard what she. Okay. I think you misheard what she said.
No, he purposely misheard.
She said.
I purposely misheard. So now you're in my brain.
Michael, listen to me for just a second.
Is that where we're going?
You think Michael, I would say I will have advocated
Anna,
for black people my entire life and say something like that?
Anna,
because you've advocated for black people, great, stop. Congratulations. Last time I checked, I'm black, you're not.
Okay, Michael.
That's right. I'm Latino and my people are being racially profiled.
It is.
And do I have to remind you the history of my people?
Sure.
If you want to go there,
we're going to go to break. Raul Reyes, thank you very much for joining us. Everybody else.
Oh, and the black girl says, we got to go. Let's cut away to commercial quick as we can. Oh, that was good. I'm sorry, folks. I had to laugh through that one. Them's happy tears. I drink their salty tears. They can't handle the truth. It's so funny. Now, I don't want to play much of this clip. It's pretty long. It's Laura Ingraham had Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida on her channel, or on her news broadcast on Fox, and he said a few things that I thought were very inspirational, including the fact that he wants to help Trump get these illegals out of the country, and he's got an idea. He says he's offering to fly all these illegal aliens to El Salvador and drop their ass off. Says he's ready to round up 10,000 within 72 hours. He's already got their names, obviously. If DHS approves the plan. See, that's what every conservative state needs to do. Round them up 10,000 at a time. It won't take long like that. Now, we've got to see how this goes. We are waiting on DHS approval. If DHS approves it, which they probably will, and he starts the roundup procedure, since he talked about it in advance, he's probably getting sued by the Democrats right this minute, or they're trying to put it in an injunction to stop it from happening. So we will have to see how that goes. But if that's possible, maybe the states need to be the ones to help fix the problem, as well as the president and his team. Just saying, folks. All right, I got a couple more clips for you here, folks. I know everybody's having a busy life and trying to get back to their business, but everybody needs a little bit of news every day just to know what's going on in the world, which is, for me, a little entertaining, sometimes a little frustrating, but I do enjoy knowing that I'm not one of the clueless. There's so many people out there that don't know who the politicians are, don't know what's going on in the world, don't know how our country got fucked over for 4 years, just don't know. Don't know why the gas is high and the groceries are high. They don't care. They just know the prices are higher. They don't actually do any research or actually watch any TV with any real substance of information. So I'm glad to be able to do this, spreading the message, whether it be feeding the homeless, trying to get interviews with people of, I think, political relevance, or just doing my everyday, daily podcast, bringing you highlights and news clips of the day and things that I thought were definitely worth sharing. Now here we've got one of my favorite people over here on X, right up there with Elon, is a guy named Gunther Engelman. Him and his brother both have a channel, and they're huge. But it says, holy shit, we know why Fauci requested a preemptive pardon, with the auto pen, no doubt. The biolabs in Ukraine are real. Tulsi Gabbard, we are working with Jay Bhattacharya, the new NIH director, on this, as well as Secretary Kennedy, and looking at the gain-of-function research that in the case of the Wuhan lab, as well as many others. All right, let's get into it. Fauci's going to jail. You can't preemptively pardon somebody for crimes that they haven't been accused of. And that's going to come out in the courts in the end. And they're fixing to prove that Pfizer corrupted Congress and the media. James O'Keefe's going to break that in 6 or 7 days. That's my guess. and he says, pray for me, because he's worried about his life at this point, because he has scratched the surface on something, the biggest story he said he's ever uncovered. There's too many bad actors involved. He's worried about his own safety. He kept saying, I'm not suicidal on the video. Come out yesterday. Crazy stuff. But we've got Megyn Kelly here interviewing Tulsi Gabbard, and listen to this stuff. This is the best of the best. I could have given you a short clip of this, but this is it.
Reversed. So it's a lot of what's been found is already there. But the thing that we are working with Jay Bhattacharya, the new NIH director, on with, as well as Secretary Kennedy, is looking at the gain of function research that, in the case of the Wuhan lab, as well as many of these other biolabs around the world, was actually U.S. funded, and leads to this dangerous kind of research that in many examples has resulted in either a pandemic or some other major health crisis.
Well, let me ask you specifically, because we already know that EcoHealth Alliance was partnering with this Wuhan lab to do gain of function research.
That's right.
We just have never been able to have somebody say, it was that exact experiment that led to this COVID bug. But have we gotten there? What's the new thing that you're digging in on?
We are working on that
Listen.
with Jay Bhattacharya, and look forward to being able to share that hopefully very soon.
Okay.
That specific
link,
correct, between the
Biolabs in Ukraine linked to Dr. Fauci's gain of function research, and money pouring from our CIA and a couple other agencies, NIH, CDC, pouring money directly into Fauci's hands to set up these gain of function research facilities all over the place, including a bunch of them in Ukraine, which is part of the reason the Ukraine war started. I remember Putin making a speech about it. I've seen it on, I think it was on X, been a year or so ago, but I remember definitely Putin was pissed off about the labs. So here we go, folks. We have got Pfizer on the hot seat. The people that fired James O'Keefe from Project Veritas, who were scared of Pfizer being exposed. His name is Mr. Goldman. And now we've got the pieces of the Ukraine war all coming to, or the Ukraine biolabs being supported by Dr. Fauci and our own three-lettered agencies, all probably World Health Organization as well, all proves that it was done on purpose. It was done on purpose in a lab, leaked on purpose at a particular time. Dr. Fauci knew about it. He even predicted it. There's a video out there where Fauci says, we're definitely going to have a pandemic. Yeah, it's coming. We're definitely fixing to have one. I remember the video. I'll bring it to you tomorrow if I remember. But Fauci's going to jail, folks. Hopefully for being the most sinister, attempted to be pardoned, evil doctor I've ever heard. I mean, he's as evil as any doctor that's probably ever lived. He's done cruel things to animals, including beagles of all dogs. And he played head games with the American people behind trying to make a profit behind these jab companies. That's the facts, folks. I don't know which is scarier, big pharma or military-industrial complex key players. It's pretty crazy situation we're in with our country, that we have to root out the rot, and it's coming down to people are fixing to start going to jail, people are start getting killed. I mean, I guess they already have. Look at the Epstein victim. Her dad come out yesterday and says she didn't kill herself, and I'll just leave it at that. I know you know who I'm talking about. I think her name was Virginia Joffrey. Says Senator Grassley releases the email of Biden's FBI agent plotting to celebrate Peter Navarro's indictment. Now, if y'all don't know Peter Navarro, that's this guy right here. I seen him at CPAC back in 2021 or 2022. Really smart guy. Glad he's part of Trump's cabinet, but he did serve out some time in jail. behind Biden's FBI going after him. It says on Thursday, Senator Chuck Grassley, made public internal emails from Trump-hating FBI agents planning and celebrating the indictment of Trump's advisor, Peter Navarro. And I'll play you a little drop of that real quick.
This morning, I want to highlight several FBI emails that I'm making public this very day. These emails show Biden FBI agents planning and celebrating the indictment of Trump advisor Peter Navarro in 2022. Upon receiving news of Navarro's impending indictment, former anti-Trump FBI official Timothy Tebow replied, "Wow, great," end of quote. Yet, when a criminal referral was issued for Nellie Orr, the FBI and DOJ chose not to press charges against her. As many of you know, Orr was a Fusion GPS contractor involved in the fraudulent Crossfire Hurricane investigation against Trump, and Orr's husband was an FBI agent who also worked against Trump. Orr was accused of lying to Congress. In the last several months, I've also released FBI emails about genesis of Arctic Frost. Arctic Frost was the FBI case against Trump that became one of Jack Smith's cases.
And he goes on and on just to explain this. You're welcome to go find this. It's over on Rapid Response 47. At Rapid Response 47 over on X if you want to follow the full interview. Grassley's onto something here, and I think we knew this already, but now the evidence of so many things is starting to dribble out, and not just be aware to the American people, hopefully is going to be handed off to, referred to the Department of Justice for criminal investigation. That's what I'm looking forward to. We probably got 150 investigations going on right now, folks. Wouldn't surprise me if there's not more than that. I'm just guessing. There may be 500 investigations going on. And so this stuff takes time, and it's hard to be patient. We want people to hang, but they need to do a perfect job, otherwise these people will get out on technicalities. That's the why you must do it meticulously. All right, folks. It says this is a test, and this is one of my favorite people to listen to over here on Twitter as well. This channel is called 3D Printed Ford Parts. It says this is a test. I put up a video yesterday about RFK, child trafficking, and chemtrails, and I'm trying to figure out why TikTok deleted it. So I split it in two. If they delete both videos, it's because they hate RFK, or if they take one, then I'll know it's about the topic. Or if they don't delete either of them, I'll learn nothing. Or they delete my entire account. Yeah, that's possible, folks. If you keep, that's why I don't use Twitter. That's why I don't use TikTok. I don't like the Chinese site. I do have a TikTok account, but I just don't use it. You think censorship is bad on YouTube? TikTok, I've been in trouble over there a lot of times, and I just finally give up. It's like Facebook. It ain't worth it.
Yesterday in Trump's 100-day cabinet meeting, RFK just casually fucking drops that HHS has been responsible for the majority of the child trafficking within the United States in the last 4 years. Listen to this shit.
We have ended HHS as the role as the vector, the principal vector in this country for child trafficking. And during the Biden administration, HHS became a collaborator in child trafficking and for sex and for slavery. And we have ended that, and we're very aggressively going out and trying to find these children, the 300,000 children that were lost by the Biden administration.
Well, let me clarify what RFK just said there. He said that Health and Human Services, the Biden administration, and the U.S. government were a collaborator in child trafficking for sex and slavery, and they have put a stop to it. And they are out there and they are actively trying to recover these children, 300,000 of them. You know, some estimates put it at 1 million, and unfortunately, a lot of, they're saying they're not, they're dead. So there's that. Is that good news? No. You know, the only thing we need to see for that is some kids found and some perp walks.
That's right. Perp walks. I'm ready, folks. Let's save the children. God save the children. And like it says in the Bible, it says, lest you harm a little one, you have a millstone put around your neck and you sink to the bottom of the ocean would be a better suggestion for you. So don't mess with the kids, folks. That's my message to everybody. And I'm glad to see that they're looking for these children. They're going to find a lot of these kids. They're going to find a lot of these trafficking organizations. They've found a few already. And a lot of it is probably involved with these gangs that we are steadily scooping up. So they're coming at this from several directions. And all I can say is thank God for Trump and the conservative Republican Party for giving a shit about the people that were trafficked, even being illegals. It's a shame, it's a crime, and it needs to be stopped. And these people need to be found and arrested, and kids need to be saved, put in therapy, and find a way for them to be taken care of one way or another. Who knows how that's going to play out, but all I can say is like, subscribe, and share the Voted Patriots. Hopefully everybody had a great day. Just trying to be a little informative here today. A little bit of good news, a little bit of bad news, a little bit of something to scratch your head about. So, like, subscribe, and share. Over and out.